标就往上爬。你相信你可以勇敢的往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上。
Hi, good morning, everyone. Wow. Welcome again. Welcome to our Secrets Revealed series, Techniques to Solve Tax Audit Issue. Yes, it's Friday morning again, and welcome. A very good morning. Yes, I'm Zen Chow, and I'm here to reveal more secrets to you. I'm here to share with you more techniques on how to solve tax audit issues. Now, you know what? We're going to start at 11 o'clock. We are going to start at 11 o'clock sharp, and I can see, wow, many people are already in this Facebook Live right now, waiting for our Facebook Live session to start. Yeah, I know, yeah, you are eagerly waiting for this whole session to start. But you know what? Today is very special. Now, why is it very special? Because today we have a lucky draw. Yes, today we have a lucky draw. Now, if you have just joined us, let me tell you, today is very special. Apart from me revealing more secrets to you, apart from me telling you more techniques on how to solve tax audit issue, today, now we have a few more minutes before we start, right, at 11 o'clock, right? Now, today, if you can just share this Facebook Live out. Now, first of all, share this Facebook Live out by just tapping or clicking the share button. Then tag 5 friends, just tag 5 friends, right? Into the comment box. That means you tag 5 friends into the comment box. we will give you a chance to win a ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar, and that is worth 498 ringgit. Yes, there will be 3 lucky winners today. Today there will be 3 lucky winners. That means here at the end of today's Facebook Live, we will do a draw. We will do a lucky draw, right? And you could be one of those 3 winners that will win this ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit. Yeah. So it's easy. Just share out. First, share out this Facebook Live. Then tag 5 friends. Tag 5 friends right in the comment box that we can see that you're a sharer. Once you have tagged all the 5 friends, yeah, tag it in the comment box, and you will stand a chance to win this ticket worth 498 ringgit. Yeah. So we're gonna start at 11 o'clock later. Right? I'll just give you some time to right now quickly click and tap the share button. Then tag 5 friends in the comment box, right? Then you will stand a chance. Okay, I'll see you in just a few minutes. Yeah, and we'll start at 11 o'clock. So do it right now. Share it out right now.
我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one。
All right. It's 11 o'clock already. It's 11 o'clock already, and I can see more than 100 people. More than 100 people right now are actually watching our Facebook Live today. And yes, I'm Zen Chow, and I'm here to reveal more secrets to you. More secrets on how to solve tax audit issues. Yes, as usual, every fortnight, every 2 Fridays, we will reveal more techniques on how to solve tax audit issue. Yeah. Now, but today is very, very special. Now, why? Because usually, yes, we reveal secrets, we reveal techniques. Yeah, we teach you how to solve tax audit issue. And we always encourage you to share this Facebook Live out with your friends, right? Because we want more people to learn. We want more people to learn this, to know how to actually solve tax audit issues. But today is very special. Reason is because today, if you just share this Facebook Live out now, if you just share this Facebook Live out right now, and then after sharing, I mean, it's easy to share, yeah? If you're using your phone, just take out your phone, tap the share button underneath. Or if you are viewing it from a computer, you can just click the share button, yeah? After that, after you have shared, tag 5 friends, yeah? Tag 5 friends in the comment box. Yeah, tag 5 friends in the comment box, and you will stand a chance to win one of the 3 tickets, right, to the tax audit and investigation webinar. Yes, we will select 3 lucky winners today, yeah, to actually get a chance to win this tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit. So it's very, very easy, right? Just have to share it out right now. Tag 5 friends into the comment box. And once you can see that you have tagged 5 friends, we will put your name into our lucky draw later, and we will do a lucky draw at the end of the session. You will stand a chance to win this, right? Worth 498 ringgit. Yeah, so please do it right now, all right? Before we even start, or you can do it while we are doing it. Yeah, I can see more and more people are actually tagging people, friends already, like Lee Kim Hong is doing that already. Hui Ling Yo is doing that. Esther Chin is doing that. Yeah, continue doing that, and you will stand a chance to win this at the end of the session. All right, now let's get things started. let's getting started. I know a lot of you here have been following, our Facebook Live, our Secrets Revealed series, right? And you probably have already learned a lot of techniques, yeah? So as usual, let us just continue, right? Let us just continue teaching you and share with you more secrets, revealing more secrets to you, sharing more techniques with you. But I do know today, maybe there will be a lot of first timers, because it is like FMCO, right? A full MCO, total lockdown, right? So a lot of you are probably staying at home, and you just see, hey, there's this Facebook Live which is pretty cool, someone is sharing techniques to solve tax audit issue, and this is probably your first time joining. So before I even start, can I just gauge how many first timers are there? You see, I always like to make it more interactive. I always like to, not to just speak alone. I want to just share more things with you all. So can I just have, some response from your side? Is this your very first time joining me? If it is your first time joining me, can you just put number 1 into the comment box? Yeah, just put number 1 into the comment box to tell me that this is your first time joining me. Yeah, can I just see how many of you are first timer? If you are a first timer, put number 1. Please put number 1 into the comment box so that I know you are a first timer. Yeah, all right. So if you're a first timer, put number 1. Okay, I can see Shasha Usha is a first timer. I can see Yong Shan Shan, Ivy Yap. All right, wow, a lot of first timers. Ku Chong Young, Huma Shan, Graceful, FC Kong, number 1, FC Kong. Okay, all right. So we have got a few first timers today. Remember to share this out, yeah? Share this out with your friends, and then tag 5 friends, and you will get a chance to win. Today you're very lucky because it's the first time you're doing it. You get a chance to win this tax audit and investigation webinar with 498 ringgit. Yeah, this webinar ticket is worth 498 ringgit. Okay, I can see Sweatman has tagged 5 friends, and Sweatman is also a first timer. Mei Tan, Faiz, Borhan, Jack, Peifu. Wow, a lot of first timers today. Very good, very good. Now, you know what? Every time, when I see first timers, this is what I always say, I think you probably don't know who I am. Yeah, you probably just know me. Okay, you are the YYC tax guru, Zen Chow. But actually, the fact is that I'm actually the tax director, as well as the head of tax department for YYC Group. So you probably will be wondering right now, so who is YYC over here? Now let me just take a very quick introduction, yeah, and tell you who YYC is, yeah. Now YYC is actually an accounting and advisory firm established since 1974. Of course, yeah, our vision is that we want to be the number 1 world-class accounting and advisory firm in Asia. But our mission is more important, yeah. Why? Because our mission here is that we want to inspire everyone, yeah, to overcome their odds, unleash their potential, and more importantly, find fulfillment in life. All right. Now, to do all that, of course, we need to have our, brand promise. Our brand promise here is that we want to empower entrepreneurial success, and to do that, we have 3 very important promises. That is to share expertise. Now, why do we want to share, this tax audit techniques with you? Because this is one of our brand promises. We want to also show proactive care, because we do not want to give just normal care to our clients. We want to give the most proactive care, and we want our clients to have the most positive experience ever. Now, you probably think YYC is probably just any other accounting firm out there, right? Which is not true, yeah? Because a normal accounting firm, you would only have compliance service, like audit, tax, and accounting service. But we have much more than that. We have our very own advisory arm, and our advisory services ranges, like from share structure, strategic planning, restructuring, and even cloud and digital transformation. You see, and we have our very own business school. Yeah, that means we hold a lot of seminars, workshops, talk from time to time. We also do global business services. That means we do outsource accounting, outsource payroll, outsource bookkeeping, etc. Yeah. So if you see any of these services that actually interest you, that you say, hey, I want to know more, right? Feel free to just drop us a message, and we will actually get in touch with you and let you know more. All right. Now, of course, YYC was established since 1974. That means today, this year, we are turning 47 years old. And we call ourselves an international firm. Why? Because we don't just have presence in Malaysia, we also have presence in Singapore. Yes, right? And we have more than 800 employees, more than 20,000 clients. We have trained more than 130,000 participants, because we've done a lot of workshops. We've done more than 5,000 workshops. Yeah. Now, All of these are actually awards given to YYC throughout all these years. Yeah. Now, like I said, YYC is not just not just having a firm in Malaysia. We are also having our presence in Singapore. Therefore, we are international right now. And of course, in Malaysia, our branches are in Kuala Lumpur, in Selangor, in Johor, in Penang as well. So you will find a branch that is nearby to you. Yeah. All right. Okay. I see a lot of people are starting tagging people. Yeah. Now remember, yeah, those who have just joined us, because we have close to 200 people right now. Yeah. Those that have just joined us, please let me remind you again, today is very special because apart from sharing my secrets, apart from sharing my techniques to you, I also want to give away 3 tickets. Yes, 3 tickets. Yeah, I want to give away 3 tickets to you, right, for this tax audit and investigation webinar that is worth 498 ringgit each. Okay, what you need to do is simple. Just share this Facebook Live out, right? Just tap the share button, click the share button, and then tag 5 friends, and then tag 5 friends. Yeah, once you've tagged the 5 friends in the comment box, yeah, we will see your name and we will put your name into the lucky draw later, of which I will do a lucky draw at the end of the session, and I will select 3 winners to win this tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit. So do it right now, share this out, and then tag 5 friends in your comment box. Okay, I can see more and more people are actually tagging. So remember, yeah, 5 friends, 5 friends is all you need, and you will get a chance to win this. All right. Okay. Now, of course, as usual, yeah, I want the whole Facebook Live session to be very interactive. I know you are busy tagging your friends right now, but remember, as I go along, as I share my secrets, as I share my techniques, if you have got any questions at all, please feel free to put it into the comment box, because later, right, I will go to the comment box, I will look at the questions, and I will be answering to your questions, because that is what Facebook Live is all about, yeah, right? We want to be more interactive, and I want to answer to your questions. So any questions, please remember to put it into the comment box so that I can look at them, I can answer to them. Yeah, but let's go into today's topic. Now, today is episode 22. Wow, those who join us for the very first time, you probably say, wow, 22? Oh my God, this is episode 22 already. I thought, this is like the first time that I joined. What about the previous 21 episodes? I would have missed all the 21 episodes. Don't worry about missing them, because all the previous 21 episodes are in my video section. Yes, if you go to my Facebook page, that is Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page, if you go to there, Tax Guru Zen Chow, yeah, you will find my previous videos. All the previous 21 episodes, they are all there, yeah, for you to view. But of course, they are all, the previous Facebook Live. I would hope you can join us, you can follow my page, and then in future, every time when I have Facebook Live, you can come on board, you can view it live, and you can ask questions on the spot for me to answer to your question on the spot as well. All right. Okay, now let's go into episode 22. And what are we talking about this time? We are going to discuss about this called management fee. Now, I know some of you, right, who have like a group of company, and you probably would have, a holding company managing your subsidiary companies, then most probably you would say, I will be charging them a management fee, yeah, because I'm managing the subsidiary company. Me as a holding company, yeah, I need to manage my subsidiaries, because my subsidiaries doesn't know how to manage. They don't have a good management team. So I have a management team, therefore I manage them and I charge management fee. Wow, this is very common, right? But a big question here, is management fee tax deductible? You would definitely say, well, of course, what? If I pay for a management fee, that is to manage my business, of course it's tax deductible, right? You would definitely say that, right? Let's look at what's the general principle of deductibility. Now, those that have joined me, for many weeks now, you would definitely know that I will always start off with the general concept. The very general concept is that under subsection 33, bracket 1 of the Income Tax Act 1967. Now, this is the general concept of deductibility, yeah, right? Now, the general principle under the Income Tax Act says, to make an expense tax deductible, subsection 33, bracket 1 says you need to fulfill these conditions. First, it must be incurred during that period. Well, most probably it would, because if you pay management fee, definitely you would have to incur that expense, and then it will actually be incurred during that particular period. Well, so not an issue usually, yeah. But next thing is that it must be an outgoing expense. What is outgoing and expense? It means you must be able to it must be something that involves paying out money, right? There must be a paid out. Well, you would say yes, of course. I mean, when they charge me management fee, I have to pay, right? I have to pay money, right? So this is also not a big issue, lah. I would say not a big issue, yeah. Then it must be wholly and exclusively for business. Now, what do I mean by wholly and exclusively for business? It means whatever management fee that you are paying, it must be for your business purpose. That means you are paying management fee to manage your business, to manage your business. All right. Now, so if you are saying I'm paying management fee to manage something else, let's say, manage my investment property, manage my private property. Of course, that is not tax deductible because that is not your business, all right? But if you're paying management fee to manage your business operation, well, then it fulfills this wholly and exclusively, yeah? Now, it must be revenue in nature. What do I mean by revenue in nature over here? It means whatever you pay, it is not for you to obtain, an asset. It's not for you to get a license, to get a capital asset, or to get an intangible asset. It's not that. Yeah, it is for you to run your business. Right? It's for the running of your business operation. So, well, management fee most of the time, yes, you don't pay management fee to get an asset. So this one is also easy. Now, the most important thing is this one. Whatever you pay, it must be in the production of gross income. Now, remember in the subsection 33 bracket, one very important condition here for an expense to be tax deductible is whatever expense that you incur, it must be for you to generate more sales. It must be for you to make more income, make more money. So if you say the management fee that you have incurred will help you increase your business sales, it will help you increase your income, then yes, it fulfills this. But if it doesn't, then it does not fulfill this. Well, so you would say, well, if I can relate my management fee, to a better efficiency of my business, better efficiency of my company, of course, I will make more sales, right? Yes, you are right. So if you can link that, then yes, you would fulfill this in the production of gross income. Now, so that's a general concept. Yeah, that's a general concept. Yeah. Now, but what happened? Now, let me share one case with you. Now, I always share a case with you all, right? And this case is always a tax audit case where our client, face issues. Yeah, they face issue when they got audited by the Inland Revenue Board. That means when the Inland Revenue Board come and perform an audit on our client, they receive some issues and they face some problem of which they could not get deduction, for whatever expenses that have incurred. So let's look at this case and let me tell you how did we actually solve this? How did we help our client to solve this tax audit issue? Now let's look at the case. What happened to our client? Now this client of ours, they are involved in the business of restaurant operator. Well, they are a restaurant operator. They run their restaurant business, and they pay management fee to a related company. Let's call that related company Company A. Yeah. So this company, this restaurant, they don't have a very good management team. Therefore, they asked a related company of theirs in the group, right? In that group, they say, I will pay you management fee, and please, let your management team to help us to manage our business, manage our operation. So this client of ours, the restaurant, paid management fee to a related company. Let's call it A, in 2018. Now, this management fee is paid to A for what? To manage the daily operation of the restaurant. Now, so from here, you roughly would see, hey, then this is business, right? This is definitely business, right? Because when I pay Company A to manage my restaurant's operation, it's definitely fulfilling the Section 33 bracket 1 already. Am I right? Now, well, we will say that, right? But let's look at what happened when the Inland Revenue Board come in. Look at this, This management fee, well, of course, we say it is to manage the restaurant operator, restaurant operation. But, well, there are this is the scope. This is the scope of the management. So according to the client, they say, the reason why we pay management fee to company A, yeah, which is the related company, is to ensure that the operation of the restaurant is in accordance with the SOP. I think SOP, the word SOP is now so popular, right? Everyone is talking about SOP, right? To ensure that the operation is in accordance with the standard operating procedure, yeah. Okay, to purchase some food, yeah, inventory, yeah, and also to apply for required license if needed, to hire workers as well, to provide trainings to employees, and to also provide the restaurant's cash flow management. Yeah, so you can see this is like really in relation to the whole business operation, yeah, the restaurant operation. But what happened when the Inland Revenue Board came? Now, when the Inland Revenue Board came to audit our client, the IRB raised a few issues. They said what? They said, yeah, they suspected that the management fee paid, right, to this related company is not genuine. Hey, why? Why would they say that this management fee paid to the related company is not even genuine? Because there was no management agreement. Now, I know a lot of times when you have transactions with your related company, you will say, it's my own related company, it's within the group, sister company, no need to do all this formality. So no need to do management agreement. I know you will do that. You'd always say that. You say sister company, well, so why you need to do all the formality, right? So no management agreement. Yes, the client did not do any management agreement with the company A, yeah, that manages the client's business, yeah, the client's restaurant. So no management agreement. So the IRB say, how can I, trust you that this management fee is genuine? Because there's no even agreement. And they say, yeah, the IRB also said, yeah, there is no basis. Yeah, you tell me that, okay, I pay him a sum because he helped me to do all this. But hey, what's the basis? Yeah, how have you compared with the market price? Is this like the cost that you should incur even if you're going to engage a third party management company? Yeah. So what is the basis? Yeah. How much do you pay? How do you calculate? Why are you paying such amount? Yeah. There's no basis. Now, if there's no basis for management fee, yeah, there's no clear indication on how do you come up with all these pricing, the IRB says this is not incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income. They say this is not wholly and exclusively for business. This is not in the production of gross income because the basis is not there. And therefore, what happened is the IRB disallowed the whole amount of expenses incurred. You see, our client incurred management fee, paid management fee to company A to manage the business operation. But in the end, everything added back. Let's look at this. This is the real case. Look at it. This is the real findings, yeah, issued by the Inland Revenue Board. They say management fee. They say 153,000, yeah, total 153,000, yeah, consisting of there are two payments. So here's 73,000 and 80,000. They say, well, the whole thing is disallowed. Why? No agreement. You see, no agreement. Okay, so how you I mean, you have invoice, you have given invoice. I know you will say, I issue invoice, is that good enough? But no agreement. And because there's no agreement, yeah, you can't prove the need and the basis. The IRB says you cannot prove the need of the management, you cannot prove the basis of the management, and because of that, the IRB says this is not incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income. And added back the whole 153,000. Look at this, 153,000. If you look at the tax effect, yeah, tax effect is 24%, right? Now, of course, this is for 2018, right? So it was higher at that time, yeah. But even if we take 25%, yeah, hey, it is how much already? It's roughly 40,000, worth of tax. They have to pay additional 40,000 with penalty as well. So of course, the client came to us. Then we look at the case. We say, let's see if we can solve this. Let's see how we can help. So what have we done? We went in, we analyzed. We analyzed the management functions carried out by company A. The scope of work that I showed you earlier? Yeah, we look at what were the things that company A has provided, has given to this client of ours, right? And how do you justify the basis of charging? Yeah, so we look into that, we look at the scope, and then we try to compare and see, okay, what would be the market rate like if you are to get someone else from outside, yeah, a third party, yeah, to do this for you. What you are paying, is this actually, justifiable? Is this actually reasonable? So we analyze every function, we analyze every scope, and we look at the basis. Yeah, we come up with a good basis. Yeah, and we do a good analysis for this. Yeah, and after doing that, we say, all right, after having all the basis, the management is actually for the operation. So if it's for the operation, it is wholly and exclusively incurred for business purpose. All right. Of course, thereafter, we appeal. We appeal to the Inland Revenue Board. We say, look, all right, we have done the analysis. This is a scope of work. These are the basis, yeah. And well, we know initially there's no agreement, but let's go and do a good agreement. Let's go and do an agreement, right, that says this company, all right, this client of ours, right, has agreed to engage company A to do management, yeah, and the scope is all stated clearly in the agreement, yeah. So we do back all of this, and we tell the Inland Revenue Board, we appeal to the Inland Revenue Board, we say the management fee is indeed genuine. Yeah, it's indeed genuine. And more importantly is, we show the Inland Revenue Board that company A, the company that receives the management fee, has reported the fee received in its income tax return form. Yes, that means company A that actually charged the management fee declares it as its income, into its income tax return form. And therefore, yeah, we substantiate with all the documentation, the agreement now, we have the management agreement between the client and the company A, or the audited report and tax computation of company A to show that this income has indeed been reported, invoices, payment proof, yeah, to show that payment has indeed been made, and all the bank statements. So now, after putting up all this one, and of course with a lot of negotiations, what happened in the end? The Inland Revenue Board dropped the issue. Yes, they dropped the issue, and they now allow deduction for the management fee. So what's the whole rationale behind? Yeah, why did we succeed? Yeah, the reason is because as long as all these expenses are incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income, it will be deductible. If there is a valid commercial reason for the management fee, yeah, with all the bases, right, then it will be good. Yeah, then you can prove that it is incurred in the production of gross income. Because very importantly is that the fee must be supported with proper documentation and basis of charging. Yeah, you need to have proper documentation like the agreement, yeah, and the basis of charging. How do you determine what fee do you charge? How do you determine the pricing? Yeah, and very importantly is the matching concept. When company A has charged the management fee, company A needs to also report that as income. Yeah, this management fee will be reported as income in its income tax return form. So company A has proven that this management fee is definitely genuine. It is definitely genuine because company A is actually receiving management fee and declared it in its income tax return form. Yeah, so with all this, we managed to drop the issue. See that? So what is our advice over here? Now, remember, never, ever create fictitious payment to related company. Never, ever do that, please, Yara. Because if you go and create certain fictitious payment and say, oh, I have paid my related company for this, for that, then you will find yourself having trouble getting deduction and you have to pay heavy penalties for that. So never do that. If there is a management fee that you have to pay, please make sure it comes with a valid commercial reason and basis. The basis is very important. The scope of work, how do you determine how you charge them, right? And the reason, a valid commercial reason to show that you really need the management because you don't have a management team. And most importantly, this is what I always advise people, have proper documentations. Yeah, everything, even though it's your related company, please do an agreement. Do a simple agreement will do. You don't have to come with a very complicated one, get a lawyer to draft. You don't really need that, but have a simple agreement, do a resolution if you need to, right, to show that this is genuine, yeah, to justify the purposes of expenses, yeah, and you would have other documentations like invoice, your payment proof, etc. So please remember, documentations will be utmost important. Yeah, so if you have all this, you won't face issues in future. All right. Now, okay, I see questions coming in, but you know what? Today we have another bonus. Yeah, we have another bonus for you all because I know people are asking already. You see, like everyone is already asking like transfer pricing, right? And that is why today we have a bonus. Today we have a bonus, and we want to talk a little bit about transfer pricing as well. Yeah, because management fee, when you pay to related company, you know the transfer pricing issue may kick in, right? The transfer pricing issue may kick in. Yeah. So let's go into this bonus session. Yeah, right. Let's go into bonus session. Yeah. Now, what I would say is that you see, what are the current problems usually faced by taxpayer? They say, hey, I pay management fee. Management fees, is being charged by the holding company or related company. Yeah. But sometimes this is what you will do, and never do that. Please don't do that. Sometimes you say, I will only charge to a profitable company because the profitable company has money to pay, right? Loss-making company not being charged. Please don't do that. You are supposed to charge to both, whether he's making money or making loss. You got to be fair, right? You got to charge the same management fee to them. Yeah. Because if you don't do that, you will not be able to prove, right, that this is actually at arm's length, because later we're going to talk about transfer pricing, and transfer pricing is really about charging something at arm's length price, at market price. Yeah, because if you don't charge, even the loss making company, and you say, hey, why are you having double standard? You only charge the profit making company, you don't charge the loss making one. So don't do that. Yeah. Of course, sometimes you're unable to prove the services received or benefits obtained. Like if you don't have a proper scope of work, you don't have a proper agreement, you can't do that. And of course, the charging basis, is at cost. Never. Please never do that. I know you will say, hey, this is my sister company. Why make money from my sister company? No, don't do that. You need to make some markup. Yeah, because the market, if it requires you to do some markup, if you charge a third party, if you charge an outsider, you want to make money, right? You don't want to just charge at cost, right? So even if you charge to your own related company, please do a markup. Please have a markup there. So the charging basis cannot be at cost. It has to be with a markup. Of course, that will be, charging by a holding or related company. But more importantly is a lot of people will say, I don't have documentation to support. Yeah, I don't have can't support the nature of service. I don't have the basis or allocation keys. These are the things that you need to work out. You need to work out like what's your scope and how do you justify, your charging basis. Yeah. All right. And now, very important thing is in transfer pricing, we need to talk about benchmarking. Yeah. Now, benchmarking is very important because just now I talked about markup, right? When you say, hey, you mentioned I need to have a markup. You said I need to charge with a markup, but what's the markup? Now, the markup, you need to look at a market rate. You need to look at in the market, what is the markup that is actually considered as what you call it, justifiable or acceptable. And that is when we need to do benchmarking. And you need to do a benchmarking to do the markup. So now, it all brings down to TP. It all brings down to transfer pricing, because transfer pricing is really about showing that what you charge is at arm's length price, is at market price. You are not charging too high, you're not charging too low. And therefore, we always need to do transfer pricing documentation to justify that. And one very important element in transfer pricing is the benchmarking. You have to understand now transfer pricing issues are becoming part of the regular audit and investigation by IRB. That means that if Inland Revenue Board comes to do an audit, they will most probably look at transfer pricing issues as well, because if they see you have related party transactions, they will look at it whether it's at market price or not. And to ensure that you have proper documentation to support the management fee, you need to have a TP policy and TP documentation to justify the related party transaction. Yes, this is what we always talk about. So you may probably say, hey, what kind of transactions that the IRB would come and check transfer pricing? What transactions do they see when we have transactions with our related party? Or what we call associated person, that they will come and do a further check on transfer pricing. Now, these are the things. All kinds of business transactions, yes, right, unless it's dividend, right, excluding dividend, all types of business transactions. And it applies to both cross-border and domestic, not just international transaction, even domestic transactions, as long as it is a related party transaction. Unless you're telling me you're not carrying on a business. Of course, if you're an individual, you're not carrying on a business, then okay, right, you're not included. But as long as you're carrying on a business, you will be subject to this transfer pricing documentation if you have related party transactions. Yeah, all kind of things like you buy, sell goods, or property. You buy whatever goods, raw materials, finished goods, PPE. these are subject to transfer pricing. And management service, the one very popular one. I know a lot of companies will have management fee charged to your related companies. Administrative service, technical support, marketing or distribution fee, or even intra-group financing. You lend money to your related company or you borrow money from another related company. All these transactions are subject to transfer pricing. But again, you will ask me, hey, if I do transfer pricing, what kind of documentation do I need to do? Let's look at this. Who should prepare transfer pricing? Now, in transfer pricing, I think you have probably heard about full transfer pricing report as well as limited transfer pricing report. What is full transfer pricing report over here? It says if your gross income more than 25 million, related party transactions more than 50 million, right? Both fulfill, you need to do full TP. You need to do full TP documentation. If you have financial assistance more than 50 million, you also have to do full TP. All right. So if you fulfill this, you got to do full TP. But if you do not fulfill everything, let's say my gross income is less than 25 million, and my total related party transactions less than 15 million, then I only need to do limited TP, limited transfer pricing documentation. But still, you need to do the benchmarking just to show that your pricing is at arm's length price. Or if you say my financial assistance less than 50 million, yes, I will only do limited transfer pricing report. But if you fulfill both, you need to do full TP report. So this is why I say transfer pricing becomes very important right now. You really need to understand if you have related party transactions like all these, you need to do transfer pricing documentation, and whether you need to do full or limited depending on what is your revenue, what is the value of your related party transactions. So this is what I want to share with you. Okay, so back to my tax audit issues. Now I know you would probably now say, oh, what if in future I receive audit letters? What if, the Inland Revenue Board came and check on me and say, oh, you have done this wrongly, you have done that wrongly, how can I handle that? Now, most of you, once you receive your tax audit letters, you'll be very afraid. You'll be very afraid and you say, oh, now I have to pay extra tax. Now I have to pay penalty. You will be panicked. Don't be panicked. Never, ever be panicked. Once you receive any tax audit letters, do not be panicked. Come to us. Show us the letter. Really, send us the letter. You can either send it to our YYC advisors, go to the message and send us your letter, or go to my Facebook page, Tax Guru Zen Chow, the one that I told you. You can find all the previous episodes from my Facebook page. Go to Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page. Go there, send us the letter, show us the letter. We can do a complimentary online consultation session with you. It's complimentary. We want to look at your case, we want to look at your issue and see if we can help you to solve it, if we can help you to, drop the issue, drop the case. Because what we always want to do is we want to help people to solve tax audit issues. So don't be afraid if you receive tax audit letter. Once you received it, please send it to us. Either you can send it to our YYC advisors or go to my Facebook page, send it to us, and then we look at it. We give you a complimentary online consultation session. We tell you whether we can help you to solve it or not. All right. Okay. So I can see a lot of questions coming in already. A lot of questions, I know, right? Let me answer to these questions one by one. But before that, let me just remind you again, right? It is still not too late right now. If you quickly go and share this Facebook Live out and tag 5 friends, I will still let you have a chance to win the ticket, win the ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit. All right. So this is the last chance for you to quickly tag 5 friends. If you have just joined us not long ago, quickly now tag 5 friends. And then we will let you have a chance to win one of the 3 tickets. We're giving out 3 tickets today, right, to the tax audit and investigation webinar. Worth 498 ringgit each. So I'll still do the Q&A session right now. Later, I will say everything is ended and then you cannot tag anymore. So quickly tag right now, because we are gonna put all the names into our lucky draw wheel and then I will do the lucky draw later. Okay, let's go to the Q&A and look at all your questions. But before that, let me just go back to this slide in case you want to know, what's your Facebook page again? Yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay, let me just drink some water and let me go to the questions. All right. Wow, a lot of questions today. Very good. So let's go up to okay, there's one question here. Okay, previously it's all about tagging people. So I will go to the very first question. Mary Chin. Mary Chin is asking this question. May I know, have any guideline for transfer pricing in related company? Yes, Mary, there is actually a transfer pricing guideline, yeah, issued by the Inland Revenue Board. Yes, well, the Inland Revenue Board has actually issued a transfer pricing guideline in 2012. Yes, since 2012, they have issued the guideline, and it's updated again in 2017. Yeah, so you can actually download this guideline for transfer pricing from the Inland Revenue Board's website, and you can have a look at that. But of course, if you really want to know more about transfer pricing, you say, hey, I know now my company has got this transfer pricing issue. I need someone to help me to prepare transfer pricing documentation. Can you help? Yes, obviously. Of course, YYC can help you. Yeah, just drop us a message, just send us a message and tell us you want to know more about that. I will get our professional team to get in touch with you and brief you further first and let you know more about this transfer pricing. Yeah. All right. I have a long question here from Erin. Erin Wong is asking, is this considered transfer pricing? How about buy and sales? Need agreement as well as we goes with market price, which we currently pay to other supplier too. Now, Erin, just now, when you say is this considered transfer pricing, well, I think you are referring to the management fee, right? I think management fee, yes, is definitely part of the transfer pricing area, yeah, because if you charge management fee to a related company, you got to make sure that it is according to the market price, yeah. So of course, agreement is something that you need, but how do you prove that it is according to market price? Because you say we goes with market price, yeah. So you got to make sure that whatever that you charge or whatever you pay is according to market price. And one very important thing that we do is we use benchmarking. We use benchmarking, yeah, to determine whether it is subject according to arm's length price or not. Yeah, that is what we do. Yeah, all right. Okay, next, let's look at Aslin. Aslin say how to set basis of charging. Now, Aslin, this is very subjective. I would say it's very subjective. Yeah, because the basis of charging, what I always say is that you got to look at the scope of work. And what we always say is, now this kind of scope of work, what would you charge a third party? If you were to charge this kind of scope to an outsider, how much would you charge? Or likewise, how much do you expect you would pay? How much you would expect you would pay if an outsider gives you this kind of work? Yeah, that would be a good basis. That would be a good basis. So if you just compare, what would be the market rate if you do that, then, well, that would be a good basis for you, right? Or sometimes people would also do this. They would say, I will use my cost and then I will do a markup. I will put in a margin. Yeah, but how much is the margin? That again, you need to look at the market. What is the market margin? Yeah, for now. Yeah, so that is why we say sometimes we need to do benchmarking to find out. All right. Okay, wow, this one very long. This one is Chin Cheng. If company A is an investment holding company, past few years, the company tax is an investment company. However, in year 2020, they start to charge subsidiary and related company management fee. The company still assess under using section 60F or can compute tax as usual at 17%. Very good question, Chin Cheng. Very good question. I think you notice that because of this change of SME definition, because of the change of law, an investment holding company now does not enjoy the 17% tax rate anymore. They have to pay 24% right now under section, even under section 60F, an investment holding company needs to pay 24%. So you say now they charge management fee. Can they qualify back the 17%? It depends on whether this company is still an investment holding company or not. Now, to determine whether this company is an investment holding company or not, you got to look at what is the proportion of your management fee against the total income, the total gross income. Because usually we say if the investment income, is at least 80%, at least 80% of the total gross income, then this is an investment holding company already. In other words, if you say you charge management fee, is the management fee more than 20%? If it's more than 20% already of the total income, then I would say this company is not an investment holding company anymore. It goes back to a usual, business operating company, right, running a business. Then you will qualify back to 70%. So look at it, whether your management fee has exceeded 20% of its total gross income. All right, Chin Cheng? Wow, another longer question. Wow, you guys are questioning become longer and longer. Okay, Grace Ng has got this very long question. Company A, active for company, transfer to staff to company B, dormant. For company B to apply certain license, every month company B will charge back the salary as management fee. Okay, so company A account, there is a management fee incurred, and company B has no impact as all costs recovered from company A. And that two staff report have personal tax accordingly. Will this attract any tax issue in the group? Well, Grace, I would say if you charge back the salary only as management fee, there's no markup, right? That's the issue that I was telling you earlier, right? Most people will say, hey, I incur costs, I will charge back the cost to you, which is not supposed to be the case. You should put in a markup. Let me ask you, if you use your staff and you serve someone else, you go and service another outsider, will you just charge back the cost? You won't, right? You definitely want to make some money, right? You won't just charge back the cost, isn't it? That is why if you just charge back the cost, you may see issue. You may find an issue, right? When it comes to transfer pricing, yeah, it would attract actually transfer pricing issue over here. So I would say put in the markup, and if you ask me what's the markup, well, look at what's the market rate lah. I can only say because every industry would have different rate. Yeah, so this is what I will advise you to do. Okay, all right. I have another question here from the other side. I have one question here from Ines Chan Aini. Yeah, Ines Chan Aini. Ines Chan Aini says, hi, can we charge management fee to our subsidiary after we receive management fee bill from our HQ? Can the doc or prepared by HQ? Well, Ines, of course you can. Well, if you say you want to receive the management fee bill first from HQ first, then only you charge back your subsidiary. Well, you can, no problem. You can definitely do that. The only thing is, just like what I've told Grace Ng earlier, yeah, please make sure you have a markup. You don't want to just charge management fee without a markup because that would cause a transfer pricing issue. All right, so you've got to make some margin out of that. Yeah, okay. So Aini, I hope you've got it. Yeah, and you say, can all the document prepared by HQ? Well, you can if you want the HQ to prepare all the documents for you. All right. All right. Next question. Let me look at Doris Thin. Doris Thin is asking, control directors, also shareholders of the company, rent out premises to the company. Does this have transfer pricing issues? Well, Doris, control directors, yeah, is actually an associated person. Yes, they are an associated person. If you're going to rent out the premises to the company, make sure you rent out at market rate. Make sure it's at market rate. That means the rate that the current market is actually renting out. Yeah, you can refer this to like iProperties or whatever website lah, properties website lah. Then and just make sure it's according to the market rate. Now, if it's according to the market rate, then I would say it's okay. If it's not market rate, then you will see a problem. You will see a problem. All right. Okay, next, let me see. I have Azlin again. Azlin is asking, management fees for activities before business start, allowable or non-allowable? Unfortunately, Azlin, not allowable. You know why? The basic rules of deductibility is it has to be incurred in the production of gross income. If you have not even started business, whatever that you pay, it's not incurred in the production of gross income. Therefore, it's not deductible. Yeah, sorry, Azlin. All right, I have Daphne Chung. Daphne Chung is asking, we have a global TP documentation. This is good enough for IRB. What documents requested in limited TP doc? Thanks. Okay, now Daphne, many people thought if I have a global TP doc, then it will be good enough. No, it's not good enough. You need to have a local TP doc as well, because we need to ensure that this TP doc fulfills our local TP guideline, our local Malaysian transfer pricing guideline. Of course, I wouldn't say everything in the global TP documentation is not useful at all. There would be something that can be used, but you cannot just say the global TP doc, okay, this is to fulfill the local TP doc. Cannot. We got to look at, the local TP doc requirement again and see, what are the information that we can extract from the global TP documentation and then prepare a local TP documentation. So that is what I would advise you to do. I will always do a local TP doc. All right, so you ask what documents requested in limited TP doc. Actually, it's very easy. You just have to look at your pricing policy, your nature of business, and then your TP, and then what I always say is that do a benchmarking. Yeah, do a benchmarking, right? So the pricing policy, the nature of the business, some minor short functional analysis, and that's it. Yeah, and then benchmarking, very important. Yeah, do the benchmarking. Then that will be enough. Okay. All right. Next, okay, there's a question here from Wang Zifang. Okay, let's see a long one. Can a company charge management fee when got project? When a company make loss, they stop engaged someone manage the company because company cannot afford to pay. Can a company itself manage themselves? Well, you can. If you have a good reason, you can say, okay, because I have project, then only I get someone to manage. When I don't have project, I will just manage myself. That's okay. As long as it's justifiable, yes, you can. Because you say, I don't have project, but if I don't have project, why do I want to pay management fee for someone to come in? But don't stop charging management fee just because this company is making a loss. Don't do that. Yeah, if this you are getting management service, you should still pay management fee, right? You cannot just say no management fee because I'm making loss. No project, no management fee, okay. Making loss, no management fee, no, that is not acceptable. All right. Okay. Now I can see more and more people are actually still tagging people. Now I think I probably want to call it to an end. All right. So okay, because we have a lot of people already, right? We need to prepare. We need to put in all the names, into our lucky draw, in our lucky draw box. Then I will need to draw. So I think we'll call it. We close the whole thing, so you don't have to tag anyone. I mean, if you tag, it's okay lah. It's good to share knowledge with your friends, right? But we'll just call it until here. We'll take down all the names that you have tagged 5 friends, and then we'll do a lucky draw later. Just let me answer a couple of questions more, and then we'll do the lucky draw already. Okay. Next, we have another 8. This one is done. We have from Erin. Erin says, but agreement for buying and selling has to be stamped, both company having same directors. Erin, I will encourage you to stamp it. I would really encourage you, because if your agreement has been stamped, IRB cannot deny the genuinity of the agreement. They would definitely have to agree that this agreement is real, is genuine. I would definitely encourage you to do that. Okay, now another question here from Zomok Fong. Zomok Fong says, management fee is tax allowable for SME, fully deduct. Well, Zomok, management fee will be tax allowable. It will be tax deductible. It will be fully deductible as long as it is in the production of gross income. As long as it's for business. Okay. All right. Answer to 3 more questions. I see 3 more questions over here. 3 more questions, and I need to do the lucky draw already. All right. One long one from Sherry Tam. Sherry Tam is asking, if A is Malaysian company, B is Singapore company, they are sister company. If A charge B for management fee due to B don't have staff and the operation is wholly done by A, will this incur withholding tax issue in Singapore? Wow. Okay. Now, see, Sherry, if you say withholding tax in Singapore, that you probably really need to ask the Singapore tax consultant. Now, I must be very honest, I don't really study in that in terms of Singapore tax, I can't really give you that. But what I will say is that from the Malaysia point of view, if you say, now, A charge B, A is a Malaysian company, charge B for management fee, and because B doesn't have staff, and everything is done in Malaysia. Let's say if it's the other way around, if B is a Singapore company managing A's operation and they're managing it in Singapore, right? In Malaysia, there is no withholding tax because they're doing it in Singapore. But now you are saying B is the Singapore company, A is managing the Singapore company in Malaysia. Is there any withholding tax in Singapore? That you really have to consult a Singapore tax consultant. So I can't give you a advice on that. Okay. All right. Mary Chin is asking, I buy goods from staff. Is it related company? Staff has its own business. Now, if this staff is not an associated person, that means if this staff is not a shareholder, not the director of the company, then it's still okay. It's still not called a related company. I will say that. All right. I'll answer to, okay, last 2 questions over here. Kit Tong, if part corporate placement for investment with investment firm, what documents will be needed? How to get tax savings for that? Kit Tong, this is like very far away from the management fee that we are discussing today. But you know what? You asked me how to get tax savings for that. If you just place investment with an investment firm, I don't see how you can get tax savings for that. Honestly, I don't see that. You ask me what documents will be needed. Well, do investment, what documents do you need? So now, Kit, I think if you want to ask further about how to do tax planning or what, drop us a message. We can help you on that. Drop us a message. Okay, Lee is asking, can the company charge IT service to another business partner? It's back-to-back charge, no markup. The IT service is solely arranged for business partner only, and it will indicate in the business agreement with this business partner. Now, Lee, if you say you charge IT service to another business partner, now this business partner, if it's an independent person, you say back-to-back, no markup, still okay, still acceptable, because if you say this is not a related company, it's an independent one, because I just charge back to back, but if this is a related company, then you got to be very careful, if this business partner is a related company, you got to be very careful, because without markup, it may trigger the transfer pricing. All right, last question over here. Last question is here. Can stock charge management fee in the last year of the project if the company is making loss for a few years. Now, again, Wang Zifang, I will just say, if you don't charge management fee just because this person is making loss, cannot, right? You can stop charging management fee if there's no more project. If the project has stopped, then okay. But if you say, I don't charge management fee just because the company is making loss, that is not acceptable. All right, you cannot do that, yeah? All right, okay, so I've answered to all questions. Now, let me go to our lucky draw. Okay, I've got a lot of names over here. Let me just bring this out. Wait, hold on. I need some time. Let me just get this loaded. I'm trying to get this thing loaded. Yeah, the names are still being loaded. Why is it taking so long? Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, the names are here. There are a lot of people that have shared. Okay, I know you'll be probably hearing some. Okay, you probably hear something, right? Let me just. Sorry. Okay, let me bring it in. Okay, you probably would be able to see these are all the names. Okay, these are all the names of people who have already tagged 5 names. Yeah, tag 5 friends. All right. Now you probably will see your name in there, right? You probably see your name in there, and I'm gonna draw 3. I will draw 3 lucky winners, and hopefully you are the lucky one. Yeah, if you are the lucky one, we will contact you via Facebook. All right. And then we'll give you our ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar with 498 ringgit. So I will draw 3 names. So let's get things started. Let's draw the first person and let's see who's the first winner. Oh, I'm very nervous. Over here. Let's see. Okay, the first person is... Who's it? It's Zomok. Wow, yes, Zomok. Okay, congratulations, Zomok. Yes, I can see that you have put in a message saying hopefully you can get the ticket. You got it. You really got a ticket. So Zomok Fong is our first winner that gets the tax audit and investigation webinar ticket worth 498 ringgit. Yeah, so we will contact you via Facebook. Yeah, we'll contact you via Facebook, or you can just send us a message also. Yeah, all right, I'll remove the name and I'll draw the second person. You have 2 more winners over here. 2 more winners over here. Cool. Hopefully you are the next person. So look at it. Who is the second person coming in? Let's see. It's Hong Ling Yo. Okay, Hong Ling Yo. Congratulations. Okay, I didn't see any questions from you before, right? But probably you have tagged 5 people. You probably would have tagged 5 people before, right? So Hong Ling Yo, congratulations. You are the second person. Sherry Tam says my name is not Sherry Lam. Don't worry, Sherry, all right? It's just a typo. Yeah, we will know it's you, Sherry. Yeah, but hopefully you win now, right, Sherry? Now, Hong Ling Yo is the second person. Now, please drop us a message. Send us a message to tell us that you are the winner. Right? Please send us a message. Those that have won, so that we know you are contactable. Drop us a message, drop us a private message once you see your name over here, so that we know you are claiming your ticket. All right, so remove the name, and the last person, we have 1 more to go. 1 more person to go. Let's look at it. I'm very nervous. This is the last winner, the third winner that will get the tax audit and investigation webinar ticket with 498 ringgit. Who would it be? It's Lee Kim Hong. Yes, Lee Kim Hong is the winner, the third winner and our last winner for our tax audit and investigation webinar. Yeah, and you will get a 498 ringgit ticket to join our tax audit and investigation webinar. Congratulations to you, Lee Kim Hong. So please send us a message, drop us a message, private messages. Those winners, just now, 3 winners: Zomok Hong, Zomok Fong, right? And Hong Ning Yo, is it something like that? And then Lee Kim Hong. Please send us a message right now, to our Facebook page, so that we can get in touch with you and we can give you the ticket. So it is Zomok Fong again, Hui Ling Yo, and then we have Lee Kim Hong right now. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. And please remember to go to my Facebook page, Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page, share it, like it, and most importantly, follow it. Follow my Facebook page because every 2 Fridays, every fortnight, we will do a tax audit and we will do this free FB live session for me to share with you more techniques, more secrets on how to handle tax audit issues. So I hope that I can see you 2 weeks from now again because I'm going to share you even more techniques. All right. So thank you so much for joining me for 1 hour. And I hope to see you again. Now, those who didn't win, join us next round. We will still have lucky draw next round, right? Trust me, you could be the winner next round. Yeah, join us again next round. I'll see you again next time. Have a great day. Have a great time. All right. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Have a great Friday. Bye-bye.
我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达。强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信